Hey everyone, Omi here, and today I want to be talking about the 5 reasons why I went to boarding school. I know it's about that admissions time around the year, March 10th, March 9th. A lot of people are going to be knowing soon if they're going to boarding school or not, and they're probably going to be wondering, is boarding school actually right for me? So I just want to share the top 5 reasons why I decided to go to boarding school and how I found out in the first place. So let's get started. So the way I found out about boarding school was that I was in my bed one day and I was bored, so I decided to look up the best schools in America. And it turns out that the best education you could possibly get in America were boarding schools. And being from the South, in Texas, we didn't really know about boarding schools like that. We thought they were places where you send off your child for disciplinary action. And it turns out that no, in the Northeast, that's where you get pretty much the best education you could possibly afford. So, with that being said, I started looking up the best ones. And so I go to Phillips Exeter Academy, and at the time of me looking these up and applying, it was ranked number one in America. And I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go to boarding school, I'm gonna go to the best one. So I got in. Don't know how I got here, but I got in. And I haven't looked back on that choice since. So yeah, the way I found out about a boarding school is pretty not the normal way. I was just bored in my bed. But I have heard a few people say that's how they found out as well. They were just bored. But a lot of people are conditioned throughout their life to go to a certain boarding school or know that they're going to be applying to a boarding school early in their lifetime as their parents want them to go or whatever. But that's how I found out about boarding school. So there are 5 main reasons why I decided to come to boarding school. The first one being opportunity, the second one being the rigor, the third one being the independence, the fourth one being stepping outside of my comfort zone, and the fifth one being the community. So starting off with the first one, which is opportunity, when I came here to Exeter, the reason I first applied was because when I looked at the course of instruction, I saw a lot of classes that I was very interested in at the time. So a lot of things caught my eye, specifically me being able to study abroad, which I thought would be amazing. And now next fall, that's what I'll be doing for my senior fall. So talking about opportunities, this spring break, which is actually, it's already started tomorrow, we're taking a flight to Cuba, and I'll be in Cuba for a week, which is going to be amazing, which is an opportunity I wouldn't have had back at home. And then, like I said, next fall, I'm going to Japan for a term to study more Japanese and study that culture more, as I really am fascinated by the Asian culture and Buddhism, and I really want to study that in more depth. So I want to say as a disclaimer, I could have stayed at home. I could have stayed at my old public high school. There was nothing wrong with my old public high school. And you'll find that out a lot, is that a lot of where people come from, they could have stayed there and been just as happy. It's just all the things that a boarding school allows you to do and allow you to learn and experience. That, I think those are the reasons why people come to boarding school, because there was nothing wrong with my old high school. I could have stayed there and lived a pretty happy life. So yeah, to speak more about opportunity, like I said, I am able to study Japanese now, which I wasn't able to do back at home. I'm able to go to Cuba, which I wasn't able to do back at home. I'm able to get access to a lot of equipment I didn't have at home. Like I have a Blackmagic sitting over there, thanks to the school. I have a couple of lenses over there, thanks to the school. This lens I'm using right now is thanks to the school. This audio equipment, thanks to the school. These lights are mine. This tripod is also the school's. So it's a lot of things I've been able to access to enrich my experience and learning when it comes to film, as well as my academics. So moving on to the rigor side, academics, here at PEA, Phillips Exeter Academy, we're known for our academic rigor. It's known to be quite tough here in terms of the classes. We do this thing called Harkness, which is basically kids don't sit in rows and desks. We sit around this circle, this oval table, and there's no more than 12 students in the class, and we all speak, and we're pretty much responsible for our own learning for the most part. And so that way of learning has really helped me. And those types of things, those unique niches that some boarding schools carve themselves into, that's another reason why a lot of people choose to go to boarding schools. But yeah, back in my old school, I mean, it was too easy. It was just the grading, and it wasn't challenging at all. So I decided to come here. So when I first got here, and I got hit with a C plus in physics. Oh, I hated physics, but I didn't let that stop me. I was like, okay. So then I got that up to a B plus by the end of that year, And I felt pretty good. This place challenged me, and I came out and I worked harder and I got better. And so that's another reason why I decided to come here, because I know it'll make me work harder. The rigor is extremely tough, and that is something I've taken on. That's something I've learned from and experienced, and now I've grown from that. So the third reason is independence. So yeah, I'm on my own, quote unquote, on my own. So there's nobody here to tell me to wake up in the morning. There's nobody here to tell me to brush my teeth. There's nobody here to make me eat right. There's nobody here to make me exercise and things like that. But those are things I should be doing. And those are things I am doing. So it's little independent boosters is like what I like to call them. Little independent boosters like that is what helps me become a better person, especially when I leave Exeter, when I leave high school and go off to college. I'll already have that skill set I need to be by myself and on my own. Once again, quote unquote, on my own. See this? You see this? Yeah, you can barely see that. But this is a receipt from the cleaners. I went to the cleaners. Somebody wasted some milk on my white jacket. Went to the cleaners, dropped it off Wednesday, picked it up today, which is Friday. Felt pretty good. And it's little things like that. I mean, no, people are gonna be like, yo, what the heck is this kid talking about? But it's tiny things like that. My parents would usually go drop stuff off the cleaners and pick stuff up the cleaners. I just felt so adult. I felt so grown up when I walked in there and gave her my jacket. It was really awkward at first because I didn't know what to say. I was like, yo, here's my jacket. And she just looked at me and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I gave her my jacket and I came back on today. And once again, it was a different lady, but once again, just kind of an awkward silence. And I was like, am I doing something wrong? Is there like a code word for cleaner? I just didn't know what to do. But I got past that awkwardness and I got my clothes cleaned and I felt so much older. And it's little things like that. I mean, I know it's pretty much nothing, but I felt really good taking my clothes to the cleaners and then picking it up. I know I must sound so, pretentious, but that just, it just felt really good. And it's little things like that, those little independence boosters, something an adult or whoever takes care of you usually would do, you go out and do yourself. I mean, yeah, I'd wash my own clothes already back at home, but taking stuff to the cleaners was just a whole nother level, man. Like that's top notch. And I think the reason I actually was so happy about that was because I paid for it. So once again, you're in high school, most high schools get a job, and boarding school allows you to do that as well, at least PEA does. So I work as a film proctor. Not only am I working a job, but I'm working a job I love. I'm the film proctor and the film TA, and in that way I make money by just sitting there and helping people edit and talking about films, which is what I love to do. So once again, tiny independent boosters that I make my own hours. I work 3 days a week for about 2 hours each day, and I sit there and I help people edit. I mean, I can't complain. It's amazing doing what I love to do and getting paid to do it by the school. So, and then using that money to buy these things like these lights and some of this equipment and dropping off my clothes at the dry cleaners. So it's the little intangible things that you learn here that really take you a long way. I don't mean to sound pretentious. That probably sounded really pretentious about the dry cleaner thing, but I just felt so good. I don't know why. I felt amazing. Maybe you should try taking your clothes to the dry cleaners. How did you feel when you took your clothes to the dry cleaners for the first time, Don't judge me. So the fourth thing is stepping outside of my comfort zone. Like I said, I'm from Dallas, Texas, way down south. Exeter is in New Hampshire, on the other side of the nation. Cold, 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 cold. And I grew up in warm, warm, hot, 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 hot. And we're a place where when it snowed an inch, everything was shut down. In New Hampshire, it snows about 3 feet. It's like a regular day. So it's stepping outside of my comfort zone and getting used to a whole new environment and then staying there. And while learning there, it's kind of funny because people ask me, oh, how's school? I really don't like answering that question because I really don't even want to think about school when I get home. It's like, I live there. I think that's enough explanation. I kind of sleep there. But it is a great experience, and coming here has really allowed me to just test the waters in terms of being, quote unquote, independent, and being here and stepping outside of what a normal teenager would live. And it seems kind of weird, the idea of boarding school, living with a bunch of your friends and teachers. But I feel like stepping outside of what regularly would be experienced allows you to get a new perspective and a different perspective on life. And then once you go on to live outside of high school, you have a lot of new tools at your disposal that a lot of people don't have. So yeah, moving on to number 5, it would be the community. Especially here at PA, we have a wonderful community, from the teachers to my friends and my dorm mates and the staff. So speaking of my friends, seeing these people grow alongside me and do what we love and learn, because they're so intelligent, so many intelligent people here, just beyond belief, and just having conversations with them and getting to know them, it's been a wonderful experience, and seeing them grow has been so amazing, as well as my teachers, what they've taught me and the things I've taken away from them. It's been such a wonderful this experience discussing philosophy with Mr. Ramsey, or discussing history with Mr. McConnell, who just loves history, guys. He just exudes intelligence, and he loves the Civil War, and it's just really amazing to talk to him about those things, because he knows so much about history, especially in a class I don't like, and he's just really just amazing with it. So that's really enjoyable. And studying Japanese with Dr. And also having conversation with the staff here and the dining hall, and just talking to the people that are from here in Exeter or different cities around New England, and hearing what they have to say about, the school and life and their families and their lives and what they've experienced. It's just been pretty amazing, just talking to them and learning from them and their life's experiences, and just little things like that. It's just been so great. This community feels like a world. Somebody told me the other day, like, Exeter feels like the world. So when we leave, it kind of does feel a bit odd. We call it the Exeter bubble, because when we're here, and it's not because we're so self-centered, it's because this is such a tight-knit community. It feels like everything you could possibly need is here. All the people and all the connections you could possibly need are here. And we're here for so long that when we actually leave, like to the airport, or even like in town, it just feels so weird, because it's like, whoa, there's a world. And it's not like we forgot about the world. It's just we've been here so long that we feel like this is the world. And like I said, it's not a self-centered thing. It's more of this community is just so great that you don't want to leave unless, well, you do, because, well, you don't. It's kind of hard. It's a love-hate relationship here with the work. And that brings me to my next point. So the workload here, this is more of an Exeter specific thing, if you're wondering more about Exeter. And it's around, for me personally, 45 hours. And I go to sleep around 12 or 1 in the morning on average. And so I think I would go to sleep earlier if I didn't do all this film stuff, Yeah, it's been tough. Once again, an independent thing. Finding that work-life balance has been a struggle. And some days I find myself working on nothing but my film stuff and not getting any work done and paying for that later. Or doing a lot of work and not feeling fulfilled because I'm not doing what I love. So finding that balance is also a skill that needs to be learned. I'm glad I'm learning that now, so later in life I'll have it. But the work here is a lot of work, and you can get it done throughout the day. But once again, finding that balance has been a learning experience, and I'm glad I have it now. So yeah, those are my 5 reasons why I decided to come to boarding school in general. Of course, there are plenty of other reasons, and I hope that I helped you in some way figure out if you want to come to boarding school or not. If you have more questions or any questions at all about boarding school, just feel free to comment or message me. And this place has been great. It's been awesome. I would do it again. I would do it again if I didn't do it the first time. So it's just been great here at Phillips Exeter Academy. And to come to an environment like this, to a boarding school, and do this all in your most influential time of your life, and take the stresses and the pressure, especially here at Exeter, of the academics and what people expect you to do. And it's a good stress to have. I mean, we're at one of the best high schools in America, trying to do the best we can. It's a great stress to have, but it's just something that it's an intriguing choice to make. But like I said, I love this experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'd do it all over again if I didn't do it this time. I wouldn't do it twice. I'd just do it one time. So this definitely isn't for everyone, that is for sure. And be sure to visit that place. I mean, when I came to Exeter first during the summer session, and it was amazing, and I came back, I just loved it. I felt that I needed to be here But I came here first before I just said, okay, I'm applying this because it's number one. I came here, made sure I liked it, and I loved it. So make sure you visit the place you're gonna go or you want to go before you just say, I just want to go there. And this can go for colleges as well. Just don't go because of the name. You need to go and experience that place to feel it. And like I said, this could be applicable to pretty much any place. One more piece of advice I'd like to give is that another big reason why I came in is because I know to be who I wanted to become, to be that person I knew I needed to be to go into film or to do whatever I wanted to do, I needed to change. And not change as in change who I was, but become a better version of myself. There was this quote by Winston Churchill that goes, to improve is to change, but to perfect is to change often. So coming here to Exeter, I felt that I needed to beat out the person I was yesterday to become the better version of myself the next day. And Exeter forces me to do that with all the work I'm given and all the challenges I face daily here. So that's the last piece of advice I think I'll give, is that I felt like I needed to become a better person, to be where I wanted to be, and coming to Exeter, I knew I would achieve. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, comment, like I said. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope I have helped you in some type of way by giving you a little bit of my experience. And I plan to make a video specifically tailored to Exeter soon. So be looking out for that. Thank you guys so much, and good luck to everyone. Peace, love, and happiness.